This week's best MMA bets, we're talking UFC 310. I'm going to give you guys my lock of the week, my most confident picks on the card. We'll talk my favorite underdog, Degen Props of the night, and then finish it out with the parlays. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn the post notifications on and make sure you share the video too. Last card we hit with the lock. It was another Lock City parlay, which I've been doing pretty damn good with. We had Carlos Ulberg and the Yan Xiaonan and Tabitha Ricci over 2.5. Both calls were pretty perfect, and I'm feeling real good with the momentum of these Lock City parlays. I feel like I have to keep this lock of the week flow going with these parlay calls. And it's a pay-per-view, the last pay-per-view of the year. I got to get some good odds, and I got to play another Lock City parlay. So for this week, we're doing it again. Let's jump into it. The lock of the week.
Bryan the Butcher Battle!
But that's not all. Bryan Battle and Ciryl Gane as a parlay is going to be this week's lock. These are two confident picks that I see coming through, and putting them together is way better than trying to money line both of them. Minus 113, right, for a little parlay action, which I feel pretty good about. I like Bryan Battle's chances taking on a Randy Brown who, yes, is good at striking from range, does not have the same type of dog in him that Battle has, okay? Bryan Battle is a relentless, pressure forward style fighter with heavy hands and knockout power. He's going to be in Randy Brown's face. I know Brown is slick. He's going to be quick early in the fight, but Battle will consistently wear him down and eventually break him. I think he's going to win by submission. You'll see the submission call in the Degen Prop section. As far as Ciryl Gane, we saw the first fight between Volkov and Gane. You can say, oh, but Volkov, he's gotten better. Who with speed and length has Volkov really beaten, though? He beat Sergey Pavlovich, who's a knockout puncher, but a slow, plodding heavyweight. He knocked out Jairzinho Rozenstruik, who's a decent kickboxer with power, but not nearly as quick as Gane, and lost every round when he fought Gane as well. I don't think that, even though, the wins are, impressive that he's on a roll, I don't think Volkov's game is ready for the Ciryl Gane jump. I get it, though. Ciryl Gane is getting shafted, okay? He's getting shit on by people because he lost to John Jones by submission in the first round, and somehow he's a bum because of that. He played around on the ground. I mean, he got taken down. He got put there, but he got put on the ground with John Jones, the GOAT, and an absolute maestro with grappling skills. And yeah, he got tapped early. Yes, it was kind of a novice move to just leave his neck out like that. But Ciryl Gane had never faced someone like that on the ground. He still went 5 rounds with Ngannou and turned Francis into a wrestler in that fight. And there'll be cope, oh, but Ngannou's knees. Okay, that's why Ngannou didn't perform as well. Ciryl Gane looked elite versus Francis Ngannou. He still is elite. He's still one of the best heavyweights on planet Earth. Just because John Jones submitted him doesn't mean you write him off against a kickboxer. I've seen a couple of the arguments, Volkov's going to get him down. When does Volkov look like a D1 wrestler? Or better yet, when does Volkov look like a junior college wrestler, okay? Volkov has a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he doesn't drag people to the ground and beat them up, and that's why Ciryl Gane's a huge favorite. He's going to win the fight. He's going to win by decision, probably. It'd be cool if he got the knockout for his stock to rise, but this is not about the hope show, right? This is about the picks that are going to come through with confidence. I think Ciryl Gane's going to win a decision, beating Volkov again. Rinse and repeat. Strike from range, work a jab, front kicks up the center. Volkov is going to try to box with him more and let his hands fly, but he doesn't have the speed for Ciryl Gane. And he doesn't have the wrestling offense to make Gane uncomfortable in striking. And he doesn't have the chaos factor with his striking to land some wild, crazy looping shot that could knock Ciryl Gane out. Being a technical kickboxer with the skill set that Volkov has is going to do real good against a lot of these top 10 heavyweights. But Gane is better than him at his best area. I would rather see a wild card type fighter against Ciryl Gane with big knockout power. Granted, they've lost too. We saw Tuivasa. We saw Jairzinho Rozenstruik. We saw Derek Lewis all fall to Ciryl Gane. Gane is one of the best heavyweights on earth. And yes, his grappling is not optimal, okay? but he's not horrible on the ground. Spivak couldn't get him to the floor, and Spivak is a great top pressure grappler with good submissions from bottom game too. I think Ciryl Gane wins. I think Ciryl Gane and Bryan Battle pull through. And what's funny is we're going with Bryan Battle, who last time out fought Kevin Jousset in France and absolutely shit on the whole country of men over there, all the male fighters from there. And then we're also picking a French heavyweight as part of the Lock City Parlay. I think it is the perfect culmination of confidence with decent odds. At minus 113, I'll be real with you guys. I will be shocked if both of these guys lose. I'll be shocked if either one of them loses. I see them both as true locks here. Bryan Battle's going to outwork Randy Brown. We've seen Brown overwhelmed. And oh my God, he knocked out a 40-year-old Muslim Salikov. Look what Salikov did to Kenan Song. Come on, bro. It's Kenan Song. It's not Bryan Battle. He beat Zaleski by a decision, but he still got touched in that fight. A primed Bryan Battle is surging towards top 15. Brown's talented, but Battle has more heart, has more dog, and I think is going to break him. So we're going with Bryan Battle, who's an absolute savage. He's been a lock for me before as a chalky locky, and he's a lock parlay piece here with Ciryl Gane, who's got to be a confident pick. Minus 350 for Gane, minus 220-ish, minus 215 range for Battle, but the parlay at minus 113, absolutely fantastic. So we're going with Lock City Parlay this week. I'm doing it again because I have to. The Lock City Parlays are the way to go. Let's jump to my most confident picks. I had to bring quality odds for the lock, though, because some of these most confident picks, we'll bring them up on the screen. I know, I see them too. They suck. The lines are shit. Oh my God, Chase Hooper, minus 1,200, man. Let's cash, bro. Let's cash. Yeah, that sucks. But he's going to beat Clay Guida, and he's a minus 1,200 favorite because he's fighting a 42-year-old Clay Guida who doesn't really offer any serious threat. What's he going to do? Out-grapple Chase Hooper? He lost to him in jiu-jitsu already by submission, a calf slicer. He's going to outbox him? Chase Hooper did drop Slava. Say what you want about, oh, Slava was so worried about the takedown. He dropped Slava. Clay Guida's never been one who is known for power. Clay Guida's a volume puncher. Clay Guida's a brawling pressure fighter, and he's fighting a young prospect who gets a lot of shit and is kind of, hated on a bit. But like, dude, Chase Hooper's loss to Steve Garcia has aged really well, and he's on a win streak, and he's looking stronger every time. He's looking better at boxing every time, and I think overall he's evolving. So Chase Hooper to win, submission probably, that's minus 160. Yeah, minus 1,200 sucks. But Movsar Evloev to win, little bit better odds, minus 250, something you can at least be excited about parlaying. Over 2.5 rounds, minus 365. I like that over. I think him and Aljo go all three. Movsar is literally known as a decision machine. Never wins fights by finish. It'd be cool if he got a finish, but I don't think he's going to high kick Aljo and knock him out. Maybe that's the call. Maybe he knocks him out with a high kick. Come back to this as Movsar knocks out Aljo with the high kick. I think maybe that was the lucky burp telling you guys destiny. So maybe bet the knockout, but I think over 2.5. I think decision for Movsar at minus 120. He's going to beat Aljamain Sterling in a competitive affair, but one where he shows his striking skills, defensive grappling. He's going to probably have a hard time out grappling Aljo because of Aljo's tricky length, but I do think there's a chance Movsar times some takedowns. Yeah, Movsar's going to win. Next up, none other than Dom Reyes. I never, ever thought that I would put Dom Reyes as a most confident pick ever again. Not after the loser streak that he went on. But my God. Anthony Smith looked pretty awful against Roman Dolidze. To be honest, he was looking bad against Petrino before Petrino literally put himself into the damn ghillie. How can I not put Dom Reyes as a confident call? I think that he has a huge speed advantage, a huge power advantage. He's way better at striking than Smith. And what? Smith's going to blast double leg him and arm triangle him? He's going to ground and pound him? How's he going to get to a dominant position on the ground? He's got to rock Reyes. I think Reyes is way cleaner in striking. I know Reyes fell off hard, but he looked good against Jacoby. Absolutely rocked the hell out of him. And I think that confidence-building knockout's important. Anthony Smith, he's won some fights recently. He beat Ryan Spann on the split, and I know Reyes got crumbled by Spann, but Smith was dropped against Ryan Spann. Okay, just to be fair. It was a competitive decision. He took a lot of damage. Could have went either way. And to be fair, Reyes just got hit with the perfect shot. Smith then, kind of looked like shit against Roman Dolidze. I don't know, man. I don't think Smith's got it anymore. I think Reyes has more fight in him. Khalil Roundtree knocked him out in the third round. I think Reyes is faster than Khalil Roundtree, and he's also a southpaw. And you say, oh, but look how good he did with Alex Pereira. Throw the MMA math out. We're just talking about different stylistic clashes. How I see it facing off. I think Reyes is quicker in the feet. Reyes has more power in his hands. Reyes has the grappling defensive abilities. He is going to beat Anthony Smith. Yeah, he's a big favorite. Of course, minus 360. KO minus 125. I think it's live to come through. I can see him knocking Anthony Smith out. Smith has been looking slower and slower every fight. And if you compare his conditioning a few years ago, physical conditioning, look at his physique. Look at his physique a few years ago. Look at his physique now. Anthony Smith is far out of his prime, farther out of his prime than Dom Reyes. So I think Reyes is going to win. Next up, the odds get ugly. We have Mr. Flat Earth himself. Bryce Mitchell is a specimen. Protect Bryce Mitchell at all costs, guys. Mentally, the dude just has a different thought process than most of it, but I love it. That's what makes Bryce Mitchell unique. He's so damn based, and he's pretty decent at fighting. And he's also taking on Gracie, who doesn't take MMA that seriously and is more of a jiu-jitsu player that transitioned to MMA, who had promise at one point. I was a Gracie guy on the come up. I watched him in Ryzen. I was impressed by him going out there and beating Bruce Leroy. I actually thought that he had a chance against Charles Jourdain. I locked him back then. Man, I look like a moron now, but I tell you honestly, I'm transparent. Gracie does not take MMA serious. He's training with the wrong team. No diss on the Nick Diaz Army and the Stockton Savages. But Gracie needs to train at like Team Alpha Male or American Kickboxing Academy or Kill Cliff FC if he was serious about making a run. He's doing a lot of grappling and, he's throwing some hands, doing a bit of boxing, but he trains with like a lackadaisical team. His toughness is there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Gracie is a tough individual. Gracie can take a punch. He's not a bum. But I think Bryce Mitchell is going to win a decision against him. Minus 950 sucks, though. But it has to be a confident pick. Throw the odds out the window. I'm talking about confidence. I think he wins the fist fight. He should outstrike him. He can get on top, beat him up a bit with grappling. Don't be surprised if Kron looks for takedowns. I've been watching interviews. I know Bryce Mitchell has an Elon Musk conspiracy. He thinks that Elon Musk is going to take over the world, guys. He thinks Elon Musk is evil. I disagree, man. I think he's doing good things by buying Twitter and, letting the platform be an open platform. But Bryce Mitchell has a different opinion. Either way, I listened to Gracie's interview. Like, he seemed, I don't know, out of it, sleepy, kind of worn out. He seemed tired, didn't seem that enthused to be fighting. Talked about how last fight, he let the jiu-jitsu community get in his ear. I don't know why, as a pro MMA fighter, he's letting the jiu-jitsu community throw him off that bad. I understand he holds the Gracie name, but he's a UFC fighter now. And it's MMA. And he mentioned that too. I just don't think he beats Bryce Mitchell. It would be a shock if he beat Bryce Mitchell. Bro, Bryce Mitchell beat Edson Barboza, Dan Ige. Okay, yeah, Josh Emmett and Ilya Topuria knocked him out. But he's going to lose to Gracie, who's not a full-time fighter? No. Okay? No. Unless it's fixed. Absolutely not. I don't see it. I think Bryce Mitchell is going to win. Probably a decision. Minus 185 for decision, but, the odds suck here. The odds of him knocking out Gracie, that'd be crazy. Can you imagine, though? If Bryce Mitchell taps Gracie, Bryce Mitchell aura through the roof, and I think I might become a flat earther with him. I'm going to have to take his word for it. If you tap out Gracie, that's the universe telling us that he's onto something, okay? So, yeah, Bryce Mitchell, check out his recent interviews, bro. Do yourself a favor. You'll get some laughs from that shit. They're funny. I like Bryce Mitchell, man. He's a good Christian man. Amen to him. God bless. Okay? He just is a little more extreme than I am in certain aspects, but respect to him. Okay, we have an honorable mention to the most confident picks. Is this honorable mention bad luck? Is that why I'm slurring here? I'm getting nervous talking about this honorable mention now. Temba Garimbo should win against Brain Bleed Luque. And I'm not trying to make fun of you, Vicente Luque, if you happen to see this. I'm not trying to make fun of you for a brain bleed. Like, that's extremely concerning, man. I'm worried about your long-term health, especially taking hits to the head again. And the way you froze up against Joaquin Buckley is very concerning, and I think Temba Garimbo probably beats you because he is an up-and-coming talent, and Luque is an aging veteran. Now, they're the same age in years, but fight age is different than your numerical age. You get what I'm saying? A lot of damage that Vicente Luque has dealt with. A lot of miles on the car, to put it properly. Confident picks, though. You could also be confident in Kenley Nzechukwu. He's the second honorable mention. I'll do another honorable mention that I'll just bring up here. I think Nzechukwu wins against Łukasz Brzeski, but I won't bring up a graphic for it because it's going to be a low-key one for the people that don't just screenshot and bail. They got to sit here and listen. I think that Nzechukwu should beat Brzeski because, Brzeski shit. And Nzechukwu's decent. But, those are the most confident picks. I'm going off on side tangents. I'm having too much fun over here. Let me keep running. Favorite underdog section is going to be weak this week. It's going to be weak because the underdog section this week, I had a dog early in the week. The lines are flipping. Kai Asakura to beat Pantoja might be the most genius call that I have ever made, or it might be the worst call that I've ever made. I want to find out myself. I love his striking. I love the explosiveness, the transition speed, the scrambling ability, and the proposed takedown defense that I've seen from Rizin, though. How does he work against the cage against Pantoja? I have concerns with Kai Asakura. That's why he's not a lock of the week for me or a most confident pick. But at plus 200 or more, he's got a size advantage over Pantoja. He's an exceptional striker. I just feel like the stars are weirdly aligning. I have been a Pantoja fader, okay? I've picked against him in what? 2 out of his last 3? I had Moreno over him, and I thought Moreno could have won that fight, to be fair. And I also picked Steve Erceg, which I thought it was a really close fight. I thought it could have went either way at the end of it, at least watching live. When you go back and rewatch, it's like, he did make more mistakes. Maybe the shock factor had us believing it was closer than it was. But it was a close fight. Erceg gave him a run for his money. I think Asakura is pretty high caliber, man. And he's not to be doubted. I think his striking speed is real. Fight IQ should be there. Size advantage, too. I like Kai Asakura's chances. Plus 205. We're going for the underdog. We're going Kai Asakura to pull through a crazy upset in our main event pick. And it happens to be the favorite underdog in the card. So there you go. Kai Asakura representing Japan. And I think the UFC has got their fingers crossed too. Because if Pantoja wins, what's really left in the division for him? Kai Kara France, I guess. If Asakura wins, you have Royval. You have Moreno. You have Tatsuro Taira. To be fair, if Taira would have beaten Brandon Royval, he was a clear-cut top contender. It'd be kind of crazy if Pantoja won against Asakura, and then Taira tries to avenge his countryman, and it's another Japan versus Brazil battle. But I don't know. We'll see. Asakura versus Tatsuro Taira is a fight that I really want to see at some point, regardless of outcome here. And I have hopes that the UFC is going to make a splash in Japan heading into 2025 because I like the aura of a Japan card. It's the land of the rising sun. It's where Pride FC blossomed. And, there's still some savages fighting in Rizin over there, even though the aura of Rizin is not what it was maybe 10 years ago. But either way, Kai Asakura to win against Pantoja, I guess it's a Degen dog call, but I'm picking it, and it's my favorite dog. Let's jump to the next section, which is the Degen props of the night. There are going to be some reiterations here because in the other sections, I don't emphasize it as hard. Bryan battle by sub plus 500. Ciryl Gane by decision minus 140. Movsar Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling over 2.5 rounds minus 365. And Kenley Nzechukwu under a round and a half versus Łukasz Brzeski at plus 115. I'm dropping 4 Degen props. Maybe some are reaches, but they might be money. I definitely believe in my method of victory call with the battle fight and the Gane fight a lot. I believe in the over a lot with Evloev and Aljo. And I'd say the Nzechukwu under is my most wary call because we've seen Nzechukwu in the past go over, and he could win later against Brzeski, but I think Brzeski's chin is a little meh. I think that being at plus money for Nzechukwu getting a knockout, under 1.5 rather, it could be a submission in a heavyweight fight where Nzechukwu is going to be a lot faster. I could see him putting Brzeski out. Brzeski's not really that good, to be honest. Nzechukwu has decent potential. Brzeski doesn't. So those are the Degen props of the night / the over-unders of the night. I want to jump to everybody's favorite section, the fan favorite section, the fame section, my favorite, your favorite. It's time to talk about some parlays to play at UFC 310. I'm ready to bring the damn fire. At the top, Battle and Gane Lock City. You already knew about that. Minus 113 for the Lock City parlay. I think it's going to happen. Now, moving down one, Battle and Movsar seems pretty nice too at plus 105. I think it's safe. I like it. Battle, Gane, and Movsar, the big three, plus 164. I feel confident, man. I call it a confident play. I like it a lot. Now, for something that I think is live as well, but you might be a little nervous because of Rhea's faults in the past, you got plus 243 for the live call with Battle, Gane, Movsar, and Reyes. I like it. And then to add a little more steam, I put two very wide favorites in just because I was chasing a high confident pick sweep type W here, and it's plus 328 for that W with the confident calls. Now, Battle, Gane, Movsar, and Garimbo. If you want the honorable mention, I put it at because you got to think about that one for a second. I think Battle, Gane, and Movsar are really good calls. I think Garimbo should be a wider favorite against Luque, and I was surprised to see the odds at around minus 150 when I think that Luque is completely washed. So, plus 342. Now, for the sweep, Battle, Gane, Movsar, Reyes, Hooper, Mitchell, and Garimbo to clean sweep the most confident picks to lock, and obviously the honorable mention, plus 616 for that one right there. And then, getting into Battle by sub and Gane by decision for a little prop parlay, plus 965. Then you can keep running it, right? Battle by sub, Gane by decision. Evloev Sterling, the over 2.5 is plus 1200 there for the big three. So it's two props and an over. Then if you just want to go Degen Savage prop, you run it with also the Nzechukwu under a round and a half for plus 2,840. That is a Degen Savage prop. But tell me, that doesn't seem kind of likely. It does. Let me know in the comments. Battle, sub, Gane, Movsar, Reyes, Hooper, Reyes. Did I put Reyes twice? I didn't mean to put Reyes twice. Wow. I fumbled on that one. I put Reyes twice, man. I'm disappointed in myself. I didn't realize that. So the second Reyes was actually meant to be Bryce Mitchell. And then Garimbo plus 2,883 for the dirty screenshotters that are just bailing, okay? After they hit screenshot, they don't even listen to me. Well, they'll make the mistake there and they'll miss out on Bryce Mitchell. So you know what? That's what you get. That's what you get. Maybe I did it on perfect. Now, if you're looking for manic money, maybe you're slightly psychotic. Maybe you're having some type of issues up here. And, some of us have those moments. Moment of insanity. Battle, sub, Gane decision. Evloev Sterling over 2.5 and Nzechukwu under 1.5 and Asakura for plus 9,309. I see the high confidence props and over unders hitting, and then Asakura to win the night for plus 9,309. I tip my hat to anybody going out there and playing that absolute Degen Savage call because it's really not as crazy as you think. Like, if that all happens, is it that shocking? For plus 9,309, I said to myself, that's not that crazy. I think it could happen. I think it probably is going to happen. I think these results are very live. So right there is the Manic Money Parlay, which is ultimately the Degen Savage beyond Degen Savage call. But I like it. I like it a lot. I like a lot of what I'm calling this week. I think I'm on to something smart here. I don't know. I got good feelings about everything. I don't think that this is a dud of a week. Now, real quick, as I'm ranting and rambling, I do want to do a live one for you guys, the good people that hang out, that is still listening, that are not bailing. If that's you, let me know in the comments if you stuck through till, the end of the parlay section where I'm coming up with the magic. Just drop a plus 1,000 in the comments if you're still here, okay? Plus 1,000 in the comments. I wanted to add Nzechukwu to one of these clean sweep plays just because, technically speaking, he's an honorable mention, not necessarily a true most confident pick, but he's in the mix, so, I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't have him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I got to add one more. Who am I missing here? I'm missing Mitchell again. Bryce Mitchell's getting forgotten. So if you did the clean sweep play, which is plus 616, but you added in Nzechukwu, it's plus 747. Obviously, you could say, well, I like to add something in, but I don't want to add, Nzechukwu straight. I'd rather go the under. Sure, plus 1433 if you want that under, and then it becomes a Degen Savage parlay. So some good calls coming this week. I'm excited. You should be too. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's best MMA bets. I did. I'm excited as hell for Saturday. Make sure you tune into the Fight Companion. I'll be live for the whole card. Good Lock City parlay, keeping that streak running. And I hope you guys are enjoying the HD quality too. I think that we have upped it magnificently. I appreciate you all. Smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. Let me know in the comments. I want your lock, your Lock City parlay. If you're not just doing, a straight fighter lock, throw me some of the D-Gen bets. I want to hear from the people. Let me know down below. I love each and every one of you. Thank you guys for the consistent support. We're going to keep it coming. The last pay-per-view of the year, I'm getting sad thinking about it, but at least we have a card next week. And then I'll still be doing content throughout the whole off week. So keep it locked in right here on the MMA Experts channel. I appreciate you guys. Much love. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.